E-content on the topic Global Marketing Export and Import Procedure. MPEDA's role to export fish from India. The government has tasked the Marine Products Export Development Authority with the responsibility of submitting a memorandum outlining the industry's requirements. Once this memo is received, the government will take proactive measures to rectify shortcomings within the industry, thereby elevating its overall standards. Challenges in exporting to key markets. 1. Japan. Stringent inspections and certifications. The fish export industry in India has experienced limited growth in the Japanese market due to additional inspections and the requirement for certifications and audits. These stringent measures are imposed in compliance with Japan's rigorous food safety standards. 2. European Union. Antibiotic contaminants testing. To export fish from India to the European Union, it must undergo extra testing for various antibiotic contaminants. This requirement stems from a study that uncovered deficiencies in India's food safety controls. Meeting these additional testing demands is a significant challenge for Indian fish exporters. 3. United States of America. Wild shrimp ban. The United States, a major importer of Indian shrimps, recently imposed a ban on the purchase of wild-caught shrimp from India. This decision resulted from concerns over the use of devices that do not exclude endangered turtles during wild shrimp catching. Indian exporters have argued that these endangered turtle species are not found along the west coast where most shrimp is caught. 4. China. Stricter inspection norms. China, another critical market for fish exports, has implemented stricter inspection norms and control measures. These measures have created additional challenges for Indian fish exporters, adding to the complexities of accessing the Chinese market. Essential documents required for exporting fish from India. 1. Importer-Exporter Code. 2. Directorate General of Foreign Trade Registration. 3. Shipping Bill. 4. Bill of Export. 5. Business Identification Number, BIN, from Customs Department. 6. Bill of Lading. 7. Export General Manifest, EGM. 8. Commercial Invoice. 9. Packing List. 10. Certificate of Origin, from MPEDA, Marine Products Export Development Authority. 11. Health Certificate, from Export Inspection Agency. 12. Catch Certificates, from MPEDA. 13. Registration cum Membership Certificate, from MPEDA. 14. Certificate of Incorporation of the Business. 15. Valid ID and address proof of the applicant. 16. Passport size photographs. 2. Procedure for how to export fish from India. Obtain Import-Export Code, IEC. Registration. Start by registering your exporting company with the Director General of Foreign Trade, DGFT. IEC Certificate. Obtain an IEC license from DGFT, which is mandatory for all export activities. 2. Ensure compliance with overseas market access requirements. Export certificates. Acquire all necessary export certificates and official assurances to meet the overseas market access requirements. These requirements vary by the importing country. General requirements for export. Familiarize yourself with the importing country's general requirements for export to maintain statutory compliance. 3. Quality control and licensing. Compliance guidelines. As the fish export business is subject to strict quality control, ensure compliance with relevant guidelines. Toxic substances and labeling. Obtain certificates confirming that your fish products are free of toxic substances and correctly labeled. 4. Focus on labeling and packaging. Allergen awareness. Pay special attention to labeling and packaging criteria, considering that seafood can trigger allergies in consumers. Special packaging. Use appropriate and secure packaging methods to preserve product quality during transportation. 5. Maintain hygienic practices, hygiene and handling. Follow good hygienic practices when handling and transporting fish products. Refrigeration. Ensure proper refrigeration during transportation to maintain product freshness. Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point. Consider implementing the Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point system to guarantee food safety and quality. 6. Streamline customs clearance. Indian Customs and Excise Gateway. Utilize the Indian Customs and Excise Gateway to expedite customs clearance. Online application. Submit an online application for an export license through this platform, along with the required supporting documents and processing fees. 7. Engage Customs House agents, registered CHAS, to accelerate the clearance process. you can enlist the assistance of Customs House agents registered under the Commissioner of Customs. Documents required to be uploaded in the FSSAI platform by importers. Registration of an LLP or a private limited company. FSSAI registration, license, GST registration, importer-exporter code, IEC, bill of entry, commercial invoice, packing list, health, phytosanitary certificates, certificate of analysis, labeling and product information examination order obtained by electronic data interchange system of customs, demanding NOC from FSSAI. Approval of products from FSSAI. Furthermore, there are some other documents needed such as sanitary import permit, bill of lading, end-use declaration, certificate of origin, and additional documents in the hours of importing food products in India. FSSAI approval process for importing food products in India. Check product eligibility. Ensure that the food product you intend to import is eligible for import into India. Certain products are restricted, prohibited, or require additional approvals. Review the guidelines provided by the FSSAI to determine the eligibility and any specific requirements for your product. Obtain IEC. Acquire an importer-exporter code from the DGFT. The IEC is a 10-digit code required for importing goods into India. You can apply for an IEC online through the DGFT website. Register with the FSSAI. Register your import business with the FSSAI. Submit the necessary documents and information to obtain a Food Business Operator (FBO) license. The FBO license is a prerequisite for importing food products into India. Labeling and packaging. Ensure that your product packaging complies with Indian regulations. The labeling should be in English and, if necessary, other regional languages. It should include information such as product name, ingredients, nutritional values, manufacturing date, expiry date, and importer's details. Product testing and analysis. Depending on the type of food product, you may need to conduct testing and analysis to ensure it meets Indian food safety standards. This can involve testing for contaminants, additives, and nutritional values. Use FSSAI-approved laboratories for conducting these tests. Import restrictions and permits. Some food products may have import restrictions or require additional permits or licenses from specific government agencies. Check the import policy issued by the DGFT to determine any restrictions or requirements applicable to your product. Customs clearance. Prepare all necessary documents, including the commercial invoice, packing list, bill of lading, airway bill, and any permits or licenses. Submit these documents to the customs authorities at the port of entry in India. Pay any applicable customs duties, taxes, and fees. FSSAI customs clearance. Notify the FSSAI's Import Clearance Division about the arrival of your consignment. Provide the relevant details, including the bill of entry, commercial invoice, and other required documents. The FSSAI will issue a No Objection Certificate (NOC) for customs clearance. Port Health Officer inspection. The Port Health Officer (FAR) may inspect the consignment to verify compliance with food safety regulations. If necessary, provide samples for testing. Once the FAR is satisfied, they will issue a health clearance certificate. Distribution and sales. Once customs formalities and necessary clearances are completed, you can distribute and sell your imported food products in India. Comply with local regulations regarding storage, transportation, and sales of food products.